Hello, 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 and welcome back to the repair shop that I work at. I get my gloves on, but today we have a Samsung, small little Samsung TV, nothing crazy. Bit of an older TV. It's model number UN43M5300AF, no cap. And it is here because it's getting some flickering backlight symptoms, so I'm going to see if we can't do something about that. So, I actually don't need my screwdriver just yet. I'm going to grab a spatula. I'm going to grab a spatula and we're just going to pry the back cover off. It might help if I move the TV a little bit. Okay. So we got a little in right now. The TV is a little dirty, so glad I'm wearing gloves. Now let's try going in from the top. Don't want to break the bezel. I think I kind of ripped it a little bit. I don't know. I haven't really worked on this as much, so I'm gonna have to kind of focus on what I'm doing. You know, we have, it looks like no screws in the TV. So I think this part of what I'm doing is accurate, is necessary. Alright, we got it. I'm just gonna turn the AC down because AC up, I guess. It's getting kind of hot. So anyways, we're gonna get this bad boy open. And I think I could do a better job next time with just being a little more careful, because there is some plastic bits of clasps, or whatever you'd call these bits of plastic. Not clasps, but like, what are those called? Like the piece of, like a piece of plastic that clip, I guess, yeah. Clips. Hmm? So now the problem with this TV is supposedly the backlights. And you know what? First things first, we're gonna unplug the main and see what happens when we have just the backlight and the power board. So we got a little flash of backlight. Unplug it. No, I think it's still charged. Okay, so we got like a couple flashes of backlight. And I'm just gonna practice a little ASMR technique. Demetrius, go to the bathroom. I can smell you. Demetrius, go to the bathroom now. All right, that was our ASMR warm-up for today. That's a really good video if you haven't seen it already. It's a classic.
I had to show it to you years later.
You did show it to me years later, yes. You can take credit. I don't know where I would be without that video.
Not in the bathroom?
No.
Did that video teach you to go to the bathroom or to not go to the bathroom?
That video taught me when it is appropriate to go to the bathroom.
So live streaming is not an appropriate time.
No, it is not. Okay, so we have one open. Let's see, we have an open connection. I guess a lack of connection is what it's supposed to look like. As you can see, there's, backlights lighting up. I don't know if you can see it too well, but the point is, we got them. And so now, I'm gonna join Henry on the backlight repair train. All aboard the backlight repair train. Choo choo.
In my mind, I was like thinking, I wonder if he's gonna add a choo choo to the end.
Choo choo. Choo choo. Okay, so now we've got to get this bezel off. Kind of just classic stuff from, from this point on. We've all done a backlight repair at some point or another. Oh my gosh. Henry. Okay, so I see maybe this isn't such a good video example. All right. Let me use the pry tool so I don't break anything again. Now let's take a look at the bottom. And I would like to clean this. Just gonna wipe it down. I might have to clean this rag again and do another round of cleaning because this TV is pretty dirty. It's very dirty. But I'm just gonna get most of the major pieces of gunk loose and give myself a nice flat surface. So yeah. That is all clean. Now we have your TV is up there, right, Henry? Your panel is up there.
You might have to pause for a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna pause.
Tell the audience to go get an orange juice.
So don't forget to get an orange juice. And we'll be right back after the following messages from our sponsor. And we're back. It's the next day. Let me fix the lighting. All right.
Is it mandatory if you own a Roku TV to have a Switch? I can't tell. I haven't seen one Roku TV that doesn't have a Nintendo Switch.
I think it's pretty common to own both. I think the Switch is just a popular console. You know, PS5s are pretty rare.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore, yeah.
They are
I guess. No exclusives, right? There's really no point in getting one unless you want to play Bloodborne.
Yep.
That's about it. Unless you're you, it's not very... Okay, anyways, back to the matter at hand. We're back, day 2 of fixing this TV. And Henry finally finished his TV so I could take the screen off and put it where his was. Thank you, Henry.
You want to tell what happened with that one backlight?
I'm getting there. So, you might notice, or you may not notice, that I have a mask on, as does Henry. So, we have this TV, which we've already seen has a flickering backlight. I went ahead and tested all the strips, and I couldn't find a single LED that was bad. Oh no, I'm starting to smell it again. Okay, we'll get to that. So anyways, at the end, there are these components that are just that are here, these components on the end. And you know what, I wonder if they're resistors, because I see 1 watt. It says 1 watt right here. So maybe these are little resistors. Anyways, I noticed all the LEDs were present and working, but when I got to this little component on the end, you may or may not be able to see it, so I'm going to try and zoom in if I can. I'm going to try and zoom in. Okay, too far. And let's just... Okay. So we have this guy. Mind you, this was the strip that was not turning on, but all the LEDs were present. And then there's this little component right here. They're actually in between each LED, before and after, I guess. Before or after. And then there's one on the end, which now is just a blob of solder, because I measured this, and this had, you know, a value, and this was open line. So this component must have gotten fried or something. Anyways, I bridged it, then I turned it on, got another flash, and then this one went or something, I don't know. They just each, so I decided to bridge all of them. I did, and so plugged it in with just the power board and the backlights. And it started turning on, like flashing on and off and on and off. And so then, how did it sound like? It was made like a weird hissing noise and a terrible smell. And I look at the backlights, and now it looks like this, so. Oh my gosh, it is completely black under there. Oof, that is a terrible smell. The backlight just got absolutely fried. So, I'm gonna insert another backlight. try to remember which way this orientation is. I'm gonna need some wire. I don't know if you want to check this out, but there's a hole. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just a hole burnt straight through. Look at this, Henry.
Sick.
So I'm going to insert a backlight, and I'm hoping this component that I knocked off and bridged isn't absolutely necessary because well, we don't have it anymore. That's why. So hopefully it wasn't super necessary. So I believe it goes this way, right? Yep. Okay, so let me show you. Got a working backlight, and we are just going to hop over to that side and insert this backlight. So let me get these wires here. Give myself plenty of room to work. Okay. Yep, positive and negative. And here we have positive and negative. This is a trade secret. And I want to test one more time. I'm pretty sure that it goes this way. I just want to be sure. Yeah. Okay. So, gonna be very careful. Just like so, tug on it a little bit just to check how stable and firmly in place it is. All right, so I'm kind of stumped on this TV, and that's kind of why I decided to start recording, because I don't know, I thought it would be interesting to bring you guys along. Just to see, I mean, the burning and hissing was kind of interesting, and I'm a little sad that I didn't get that on camera. But yeah. Which one?
The one's ORG. This one has like a 4 or something.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was just looking for the crack. Okay. All right, so I'm just plugging it in, and I'm gonna flip it back over, and we're gonna hope that it works, obviously. All right, just plugging it in.
There it is again. That's his thing. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Ooh, oh no.
Please don't plug it. Oh, it's on fire. It's on fire.
I see that. Oh my gosh. Nice and toasty.
Wait.
I had to blow it out. Don't get mad at me.
No, but I said wait. I didn't know you heard me.
I did hear you. Oh, that is just...
Also, it went out with like one puff, one blow.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I guess we have. Is it on that one?
Huh?
Did I catch it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Do you look at the frame.
Okay, so we do have
This
it on
is
video.
it.
That's all that matters.
We do have it on the... Oh!
Yeah.
It didn't shock me. I'm wearing latex gloves.
Also, when you stopped touching it, it was still on.
Oh.
I gotta take off my mask to eat, and there's probably a new future smell, isn't there?
Probably. Just gonna...
Honestly, that's one of the first times I saw where something actually caught fire.
I know. Normally it just burns. Normally stuff just burns, but seeing it catch on fire was pretty cool. Okay. So I think, honestly, this is just kind of like a guess, but I've noticed that it's not really burning. Like this LED didn't burn. I mean, it burned because it was on fire, but I think this LED still works. I'm gonna test that because we're just gonna, no, oh maybe, but we're gonna think about this logically. The last LED, let's take a look. Over here it doesn't smell that great, but so if we think about it, these are the LEDs. This one's obviously very burnt. A hole burnt through it, through the plastic. There's a hole in the plastic cap. Now, the original problem was something over here. And if my theory is correct, and this backlight still works, which it does, this backlight is still working, I'm inclined to think that maybe Maybe it's something wrong with this strip. So I kind of want to just, I think this may be really dumb, and I might at the end of the day just have to order the strips. But I think that if I destroy this, I'm gonna try to bend it back. Okay, so now we have our sawed off backlight strip. Is that the proper?
I thought of shotgun, honestly.
Right, but it was a backlight strip.
Right.
Sawed off backlight strip. So we have our sawed off backlight strip. And what I think we're gonna do is just kind of take a look and say, hey, this is supposed to go from here to here. So this is, you know, how we complete the circuit is there is a thin line not sure you can see that. Maybe it's best if I just zoom out. Well, okay. Well, we have, let me see, get a box cutter. Don't really know how to explain what I'm doing, but we're basically just cutting off this part of the circuit that lit on fire, and I want to just truncate the circuit. Which means we're gonna need a new LED. The other one still works, but it did get a little burnt, so I'd rather use a new one. So we could actually just use this, I think. We can use these two as plus and minus. So this is actually going to be quite easy. I hope this is what this circuit needs. I wonder if when, you know, like humanoid robots become a thing, if we're gonna be like doctors, kind of. Henry, do you think so? Well, I hope I get better by then. So, at least I hope I'm not burning LEDs. So we got this going on. I believe it actually goes the other way. So this is negative. Trying to do this at a strange angle because I need them to be kind of overlapping. Like this. So maybe the strat is to do that and then go around and do that. Okay. We have our game plan. Oof. All right. It's time to see if this worked. Turn this off to reduce our risk of fire. We're gonna need every bit of help we can get in that regard. Because right now the risk is kind of high. Okay. You guys, nothing. Turning it on. Going flash. Ta-da! Okay, so what did we learn? What did we learn? I think it would help if we took a look at the remnants. Okay, so here we have the original piece that I kind of amputated, and it looks like when the LED burned, it absolutely destroyed the trace, the copper trace. So yeah. That being said, I don't know what caused that to happen originally. I don't know if it was the I don't know if it is the LED itself. It didn't seem like it. I think it was that component that I ripped off. This one's actually getting a bit hot. Yeah, this LED is getting kind of hot, so. Anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna put it back together, and one thing I like to do after this kind of a repair where we're replacing an LED and the LEDs are, we're not replacing the strips, is to make sure, actually, I mean for any TV, even TVs without backlight replacements, you know, short panel or whatever, whatever it may be, it's always a good idea to turn on energy saving mode, reduce the backlights, as it just kind of helps the TV last longer. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back together, do that, and hopefully it looks presentable. And there we have it.
Oh, I thought that was a dark bit, but I realized it's intentionally. It's artistic.
Yeah, just like you. That was kind of poor taste.
Have you ever watched 21 Jump Street?
I have not.
There's a joke in that movie that you kind of made, but not really, or I guess you just reminded me of, that I really like. one of the pro tags is going after his like plan on like a cork board with like the strings and everything, and then what's his name says this has to be the most autistic thing I've ever seen, and then he replies with, it is artistic because you see they're all color coded with the. It's probably not as funny when I describe it, but
I think it was funny that you did describe it.
okay, does that make you want to see the movie anymore?
I never planned on it, but I kind of do now that you recommend it to me. All right, so as you can see, the TV is looking pretty good. It's got a few dings that it came in here with, but you know, I don't know what this is at the bottom, but you know, other than that, we have the crack that I created, and yeah. But aside from that, TV's all working again. I turned the brightness down, the backlight down, and I turned on auto power off, sleep timer, whatever you want to call it. So that should keep the backlights at a low temperature, so it's not too hot and it doesn't go out as quickly. So that's something I recommend for every TV, really, just to turn on power saving settings, you know, reduce the amount of heat that the TV and the amount of power that the TV consumes, and the amount of heat that the TV gives off, especially for the backlights, because they give off a lot of heat, obviously. It's in their nature. So yeah, I mean, you'll find that like most TVs don't have these power settings on when they come in, or I mean, if you have a, you know, Samsung at home or whatever TV, you probably don't have power saving on. You know, you might have a lot of people have a sleep timer on. I'll say that's like kind of 50-50, but you know, TVs like really can last a bit longer than you expect. You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just make sure you turn on these power saving settings and your TV will last more than, you know, sometimes we get Hisense TVs that are in here after like a year of use, or, you know, usually 5 years is the max that you can get out of the, you know, before we're getting a backlight issue, unless you have these settings on. I mean, obviously, if you don't use your TV very often, that has something to do with it, but really, you know, if your TV is at full backlight overnight, you know, or 24/7 even, the heat is really gonna eventually burn out the LEDs, and it can cause other problems, like with Samsung, can cause like short panel and, you know, chips overheating. Chips overheating is more of like a heatsink issue, but yeah, anyways, thank you for joining me on this backlight repair, and I hope you learned something. I know I did.